phenomenal. Just tapping in for a little bit, taking a short little break. Went to see how you guys were doing and how was your Thursday so far. I hope it was something positive. Um, and if not, I hope that shifts for you. Um, I really didn't have a topic today. Just came live to hang out, probably about 15 minutes or so. See how everybody is doing and say hey, hey, hey to all of the gems. I was thinking about doing a live on Friday, so make sure you keep your notification bell on. So if it's possible, because sometimes on the YouTube app, it's tripping. Like, sometimes I'm not able to do lives when I'm out because the YouTube app buffers. But if I can go live when I'm going where I'm going, I will definitely give you a quick preview. But if not, I'll just make a vlog. Let's see what I'm going to talk about today. I just want to say something positive today on this Thursday. That life doesn't always happen the way we want it to happen, right? And I know for me, sometimes I want things to happen in my life, but it just doesn't. You know, have you ever come to a space in your life where you're kind of like stagnant a little bit and things aren't going the way you want it to go? But it doesn't mean that it won't happen for you. It just means maybe not right now. You never know what's going on in the background. You don't know what God could be working on for you or your higher power, whatever you believe in. And we never know what is happening behind the scenes. So just be patient. That's what I can say. I know for me, it's really hard for me to be patient. And people who know me right now wouldn't believe that. But when I was younger, that was a big problem for me, is learning to be patient and that everything was going to be okay. You just have to be patient and wait, because patience teaches us discipline. Patience teaches us to grow up. There's so much things that happens when we become patient, because when we're patient, we get what is meant to be for us. And I know for me, sometimes I didn't want to be patient. I wanted something right here, right now, but it was not the right person. It was not the right moment. Maybe my financial situation wasn't right. So there's a lot of factors that is involved with learning to be patient. And I know for myself, I have to learn to just slow down and wait, because not everything that glistens is gold. Is that the saying? You guys let me know if that's what it is. But not everything that we think is good for us, because maybe it may appear beautiful, or maybe sometimes you get deceived, lied to, or something. So, um, I did want to say that part. Sometimes we get deceived, we get lied to, and it's not what we are. So, you really have to pay attention to intuition. You have to discern that not everybody that we know of or we may like us back. You got to pay attention to people's energy, right? Not everybody's energy is in the right space, in the right place. Not everybody who says that they care for you actually does care for you, okay? Not everybody we care about cares for us back. And we have to stop letting people take advantage of us and use us. Don't let people use you. I said this to ladies. Don't let, you know, because maybe you may want to be in a relationship. Don't let people use you and play games with your head. Same things to the fellas, to all my male chat family. Hi, X Monday. How are you doing? Not everybody who comes in your life, if you guys could hit the like, I'd appreciate it. Not everybody who comes in your life is good for you, because people will lie to you, manipulate you, use you, because people know who to play games with. And you have to know who is really there for you and who is there to use you. Because it's a lot of that goes around. People will use you if you let them use you. And I didn't grow up really knowing that part, you know. It's one of those things in life that you have to live and learn, and you sometimes got to go through some stuff sometimes in order to realize that not everybody is your friend. Not everybody who says they care about you wants you to succeed, because some people want you to fail. They really do. Some people want to see you fail. Hi, Lara. How are you doing? And that's so sad to me, that some people want to see you unhappy. They want to see you miserable. They do. Yeah, I think that's tragic, but that's their problem, really. It's their problem, because I always say that what you're a good person. You know that you're a good friend, or good person in a relationship, or that you're good in business. Don't let anybody talk you out of your dreams. Don't let anybody make you feel less than because of who they are. Because people will be on this whole kick, like mentally, and play mind games because they are immature, or because they don't have the courage to live like you do. And it takes a lot of courage to wake up every day and go for your dreams. It takes a lot of courage to wake up every day and say, I believe in myself. Even when maybe you're not in the space you want to financially. Maybe you're not living where you want to live. But it doesn't mean that it won't happen eventually. Okay? Just because something hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean it won't happen. Yes, X Monday for real. It doesn't mean it won't happen. It's just a matter of time. Whatever is supposed to happen for you is going to happen. I'll say it again. Whatever is meant to happen for you will happen in its time. I don't know. I feel like led to talk about patience today, and listening to that inner voice when it warns us about things, when it warns us that somebody isn't good for us, when we learn that people aren't who they say they are, when you see they're a liar, a thief, a hypocrite, a cheater, when things get revealed to you, what do? When you find out that a person is a manipulator, or when you find out somebody is jealous, what do? Do you keep them in your life, or do you cut them off? See, that all of that is up to us. But I've been in that space before, to feel like don't have a choice, or I have to put up with it because it's my relative. People call it family, I call it relative. Relatives can be so toxic. Hi, Daniel. How are you doing? Relatives can be so toxic, and I just am trying my best to just stay in my own lane, mind my own business, go for my own goals, and do what I need to do for me so I can be happy. And that's why I do this channel, Life with Marlene, because it takes courage to wake up every day and to chase your dreams. It takes courage to get up and not stay in the bed after losing so many people that have passed away in your life. It takes courage to move on from broken relationships. It takes courage to learn to communicate when when your comfortable space is to not talk about it. It's easier to not confront things than to confront it. But if you want the life that you deserve, you got to. You have to. You know, for me, it's something that's not optional. It's not optional for me to be happy. It's not optional for me to not have peace. It's not optional when it comes to respect. See, I respect people who respect me. I'm not going to give respect to people who are disrespectful or always want me to explain myself. I don't know about you guys, but I get so sick of people who are like that, especially in the job field. I don't know what you guys do for work, but sometimes on the job, it's these people who are in management. Thank you so much, Daniel. It's these people who are in management and they're really messed up in the head. You know, they have like this power trip and they want to control you. They want to control you and what you do and all of that stuff. Don't let people control you, okay? Don't let anybody make you feel less than. If you want to move up, move up. You know, I know for me, I had to learn to let go of certain jobs because I was drowning there. It was a toxic environment. And sometimes people are toxic, you know. I feel like that's a really important message. Some people are just toxic and you're not going to grow there. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how patient you are. Some places you are not going to grow there. A job, romantic relationship, friendship, social media, certain spaces, you're not meant to be there because number one, you deserve better. Number two, that was not meant to be for you. Number three, it's just not good for us. Some things are just not good for us. So sometimes you just got to learn to cut your losses and leave people alone and reset your life. I'm a custom painter for cars and trucks, and I'm a custom home builder, but I don't have my own yet. That's what I do for work. It will come, Daniel. It will come. Don't you worry. You know, sometimes you just have to put yourself into certain positions until maybe you get your money together, until you get your mind right, or you find the right situation. Probably your situation has not showed up to where you feel like you can do it. Maybe your financial situation is not where you feel that you can do that because that's not meant to be for you at that time. You know, I don't feel bad of the space I'm in my life. Of course, I'm not where I want to be 100%, but I know I'm better than I was. I know that I have grown. I know that I am happier. I know those things. So I just ignore all of the rest and just focus on my today and being my best today, doing my best today, listening to uh, the my you know the discernment, paying attention to discernment, discerning that certain people or how I feel, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you're around certain individuals and they just make you feel bad about yourself, or they make you feel this small. They're always walking around with their nose up in the air, that they're superior to you because of one reason or the other. Maybe they have more education, maybe they have more money, but trust me, money doesn't make a good person. Okay, you're a good person because of the way you treat people. If you don't treat people good, one day the same thing will happen to you. I believe that with my whole heart, that if you treat people disrespectfully, you're going to get disrespect. You treat people kind, you're going to get back kind. You know, all of that is also within reason, because it's within reason, because sometimes we can be kind, but that's a person that will never be kind to us. We have to know when to be kind. We have to know when to cut people off. Yes, Lara. I'm going to do exactly what you're talking about. You can, Daniel. I always like to remind myself that I can do anything I put my mind to. And it's not about your situation, it's about what you believe in yourself. And when I started putting myself in certain rooms, like rooms of people who are motivated, rooms of people who have the financial means, rooms of people who have a story, it made me start thinking about my situation and saying, I can do better. I do deserve better. Some people don't deserve me, and I need to cut this or that person off. And you should. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you've done, no matter who likes you, no matter what your financial situation is, you can shift your life. hmm And I can say that because that's happened to me. I came from a space of losing absolutely everything. And one day I'll talk about that on this channel, but I have. I have come from a space of losing everything and losing just about everybody that I were the essential people. Starting back in 2016 to 2021, I had six, not one, not two, not three, four, five, but six people in my life passed away from 2016 to 2021. So if that doesn't get your mind readjusted, it did it for me. For me, every time I lose somebody or someone passes away, I should say, it makes me really think about what they brought to my life. What life did they lead? What did they have to offer? And then I think about myself and my life and what I have to offer and what I could learn from that person. Whether that person was a good person or a bad person, you still can learn from them. You still can grow. And like I said already, all of that is always up to us. If you want to be happy, then you can be. But if you don't want to be happy, you won't. That's something that we have within our power. We're the one that makes a choice to be happy. We are the ones that make a choice to continue on. We are the ones that make a choice to fight what we want. And we are the ones that make a choice to say, I'm going to go for this no matter what. So even if you fall down a million times, you make a million mistakes, you lose all your material possessions, everybody in your life turns their back on you, it's okay. You're going to be okay. All that matters is that, you take time, you regroup, you learn the lesson, you cut off certain people, and then you keep going. Every day you wake up, you keep going, and you do your best, and you treat others kindly, even if other people do not treat you kindly. Never stop being a good person. I'll be a true friend of God to you. Remember, I'm from Norway, South Carolina. I'll be here. Awesome, Daniel. Thank you so much. So, it's honestly why I came live. I didn't really plan to be live, but I felt like somebody needed to get some motivation and some encouragement, because that's what I like to talk about over here. I like to talk about motivating things and how can I apply that to my life. And recently I have been thinking about a few things, and it's been scary. I don't know anybody who is in a transition period in their life, like um, starting new, resetting. I recently shifted from one career to another. Um, I recently have just removed a few people out of my life on purpose because of their toxicity, manipulation, using, all of that. And I feel so much better now. I'm so much happier without them in my life. And I just wanted to say that to somebody. If anybody has been holding on to a relationship, expecting for them to change, or holding on to ideas, like people feed you lies, tell you stuff, and it hasn't happened, and it's probably not going to happen. And I'm not trying to be like a Betty Downer, but I'm just being realistic with you guys. Sometimes the people that come around us are not good for us. They're trying to sabotage your success. They want to make you unhappy. You know, they want to break you down. And some people are so evil and twisted that they want to see you not even be here alive. They want to unalive you. They want to break you down. They want you to be complaining and sad so that they can have something to step on to elevate, because some people, they only get joy in this life by seeing other people's demise. Their only joy is by seeing other people miserable. And if you're miserable, that makes them happy. Hey, Miss Charlene, how are you doing? Some people only are happy when you are unhappy. Isn't that crazy that they're happy because you're unhappy? To me, that's so twisted and weird. That's so strange to me. Yeah, people are so cold, right, Laura? I never understand that, because I'm the type of person that I love to see people happy. I love it. I love to see people happy. I love to see people prospering. I love to see people have joy in their life. I like to see people overcome a trial. I like to see people happy in their relationships, you know, whether you're in a romantic relationship or whether you're not. I like to see people happy. You know, if you have children, you don't have children, you have your parents or siblings. I like to see happy relationships, but when they're healthy, not when they're toxic. That's something that I had to learn too, to not keep holding on to people who were toxic, because maybe that's the reason why you don't have certain things, or you can't do any things, because they're so draining that they distract you from your purpose in your life. They distract you, and you can't have peace. You can't get to your goals. You can't accomplish things by being around them, because it's all about them. I don't know whoever has been through something like that or have people like that in your life, but I went through that, and I recently had to block, and block certain people, because no matter what, they're never happy. They're never happy for you. They're not